Hello, in today's video we'll be assessing this bees and bombs animation. What we have here are 8 squares that are moving around, and when they're stationary their diagonals form the edges of an octagon. So let's get started with creating this. So we have 8 times, I can't type, square, and if we look at the compiled HTML we're going to see 8 divs with a class of square. Now let's put something visible on the screen. So we're going to start with the circumradius of the squares, and this is the radius of the circle where all the vertices are on. So the circumradius of the square is going to be, let's say, something like 4 ends. And actually here we'll be using a silent class, which I don't know what else to call, so I'll just call it silent. I don't know. I have no idea what else to call it. Background, padding, and this is going to be a CSS custom property. Now for our actual square, let's have extend this silent class and set that radius to the circumradius of the square. So this should put something on the screen, and let's position it in the middle. So that's going to be top 50%, left 50%, and as for the margin, it's going to be pretty similar to padding. So margin, except here I'll be having calc -1 times. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is set an animation here. And this is going to be something like keyframes, rotate square. But before that, I want to position them in that distribution on the octagon. So in order to do that, let's have the number of edges and vertices of an octagon is 8. The base angle of an octagon is 360 degrees over that number, and then we're going to have the edge length of the octagon is going to be equal to the diagonal, so twice the circumradius of the square. And then we're going to want to have the inner radius of the octagon, and in order to get this we're going to need trigonometric functions, so we need to import compass. Import. Alright, so here the inner radius of our octagon is half the edge length over tangent of half that base angle. And similarly, we can compute the circumradius as well, which we'll be needing later, but not right now. So here I'll be having a transform rotate, and here I'll be having calc, and it's going to be an index k times that base angle. And then we'll be having translate that in radius. Now let's get that k, so for k from 0 to n, nth child k plus 1, and here we set the custom property equal to the loop index. So this should do it for the distribution. For some reason I messed up something. Oh yeah. Okay, so this pretty much does it. One more thing I want to do here for the square, I want to set clip path to get that diagonal look. And we'll be using clip path later as well, which is why I'm not using a rotation, I'm just using clip path here, because I'm not cutting out support for anything this way, because clip path is used later anyway. So 100, 50%, and then 50%, 100%, and this should do it. Okay, and I have those squares. Now here I'll just take this transform, and 50%, 100%. Here I'll set that, and it's going to go to k plus 1. So now this animation I'll be setting here. So animation, so I'll be having the animation name. I don't know why I'm not. Yeah, I can just use that. Just use a random placeholder and linear infinite. Okay, let's set an animation duration here. Let's say 4 seconds. And here I'll be setting animation name. This is going to be alright. So they're moving, but they're not moving as they should. So let's add another rotation here. So rotate minus 90 degrees. And this should get them to move as we want, as you can see right now, and they are. Alright, so we're pretty much done with the square. Let's just collapse this part. And before we move any further, let's put a background on the HTML. So HTML background, use that image we already have set there. Okay, now the thing is, let's make it full height. Okay, and let's collapse that. Now we'll be having a pseudo element on the body, so body after, and this is going to also extend that silent class, and its radius is going to be, so we're going to have an outer radius which is this in radius plus this circumradius. So we're going to have outer radius, which is the inner radius of the octagon minus the plus the circumradius of the square. And we'll also be having an inner radius, which is going to be the same thing with minus. So basically, the outer radius is the radius to the outer point right there, and the inner radius is the radius to the inner point right there. Okay, so here my radius is going to be the outer radius. Okay, and the animation name is going to be a rotate star or something. Animation name. And I'll also have an animation delay, which is going to be minus half the animation duration. Okay, and something else I need to do here is to make it visible, set content to nothing. And now it's just going to cover everything. So let's create another animation. Keyframes hide. So actually this is going to be 50%. Opacity 0. And here I'll be having this second animation, which is going to be hide. Same animation duration. It's going to be steps 1 infinite. So now when I have this, Okay, this should have worked, and for some reason it didn't. Oh yeah, this is probably why I should have used the custom property there. So the first animation. So let's do that instead of animation name. Now this should do it. Okay, it does it. So yeah, that's good. Now we can collapse this silent class. We won't be needing it anymore. And what we want to do is have like a sort of a clip mixin. So mixin clip that takes an offset angle, which is 0 degrees by default. So for this mixin, I'll be having a unit angle, which is going to be half that base angle for the octagon. And I'll be having a list of points, which is initially empty. This is going to be outer points and inner points, also empty. And I'll be having a number of polygon points, which is going to be twice. Alright. So now I'll be having a loop, so for I from 0 through n. So here I'll be having a current angle, which is I times the unit angle. And then I'll be having a current radius, which is going to be, so if I modulo 2 is 0, then it's going to be the outer radius, otherwise it's going to be the circumradius of the octagon. Okay, so this means the first set of points, the outer set of points, this is going to be its previous volume plus, and then I'll be having calc 50% plus the current radius times cosine of the current angle, and then I'll be having this is going to be sine and clip of polygon on the outer points. Now let's see. Okay, so this didn't work for some reason, so I don't know why. Let's actually use that radius, the outer radius. Though I don't know why. It should have worked anyway. So, oh, I didn't include the mixin. So that's why it didn't work. So let's include the mixin. So include clip. Now it should work. So I have those, and for the next stage, yes, I have the outer shape. That's good. Now let's move on to the inner shape. So this is going to change right there, and it's going to have plus the offset angle, and here it's going to be, if it's 0, it's going to be inner radius, otherwise like that. So this is going to be inner. Okay, and now let's add that right there. and we should have that shape. Okay, so for some reason it didn't work, and I just don't get it. Okay. Let's look at this polygon. So body after. So let's see those points. For some reason they get messed up. Okay, let's try to do that fix. So not use 50% there and use the outer radius instead. So, because I just don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It should work, but for some reason it appears it doesn't. So no, it still doesn't work, and I just don't get why. So this really should have worked. Oh, I need to go the other way. So yeah, this should be the other way. Okay, so yeah, this thing right there worked, and here let's create that last animation. So keyframes, rotate star, and here I'll be introducing a precision. So precision, let's say 10. So for I from 0 to precision. Here we'll be having I times 50% over precision include clip I times so this should do it. Let's see. Okay, so it needs to go the other way. Okay, so yeah, this does it. This is what I wanted to show you for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, remember that compliments don't really pay for my necessities, but you, however, can. So if you want to help out, you can get me something off my Amazon wishlist, which is stuff I'd probably get before paying bills and buying food anyway. Or you can at least share this to show the world what can be done with CSS these days, because honestly, I think it's pretty damn cool. In any event, thanks for watching.